Hello children, welcome back to the geography class. In this class, we will discuss about forest conservation, conservation measures, National Forest Policy 2018, social forestry, agroforestry, and objectives of social forestry and agroforestry. Well, we'll start with the first concept, that is forest conservation. What do you mean by forest conservation? Forest conservation is the practice of planning and maintaining forested areas for the benefit and sustainability of future generation. Man has been overexploiting the forest to satisfy not only his needs but also his greed. Following are the factors that led to the decline in the forest cover. First, population. The world's population is increasing at an alarming rate. By the year 2028, it is expected to cross 10,000 million. Due to rapid population growth and the demand for more food, forests have been cleared to convert them into agricultural land. Second factor is pasture land. Forests have been converted into pasture land for expanding dairy farming and cattle ranching. That has damaged the forest cover. Next is overgrazing. Overgrazing in the forest by animals in the tropical and subtropical regions has resulted in large-scale degradation of natural vegetation. Fourth factor is industrial expansion and urbanization. Ever-increasing demand for the timber for industrial expansion and urbanization has added to the problem of deforestation. Next is construction of multipurpose river valley projects. Construction of hydroelectric projects has led to the submergence of land and destruction of forested river sites. All these factors have led to the decline in forests, which have the following effects. First one, decline in the forest has led to the decline in forest productivity. Forests influence human environment by moderating climate, regulating water supply, maintaining fertility of the soil, and purifying air. Absence of forest cover leads to soil erosion, which increases load of the river. Lack of forest cover reduces precipitation, thus causing droughts. Forest acts as a sink for carbon dioxide that the tree used during photosynthesis. The absence of forest increases the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, thus increasing greenhouse effect in the atmosphere. Now let's learn about forest conservation measures. To revitalize our forest cover, systematic preventive measures should be taken. Government of India has set up a Central Board of Forestry after independence under the 5-year plan. Many policies were evolved to be implemented for conservation of forests. First one, increasing the area under forest. Loss of forest can be remedied by massive program of tree plantation. It is planting of trees on degraded lands, and the land that is unfit for agriculture will not only help in improving the environment but will also relieve harvesting pressure on these forests. Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Kerala are the top 3 states showing increase in the forest area. Next is afforestation around industrial units. The level of pollution is much higher in the areas where industries are located. For example, in the cities having iron and steel plants, pollutants generated are more than other cities. To prevent pollution, trees are planted around the cities having iron and steel plants. The trees act as a barrier for the dust and purify the air. Next is stopping indiscriminate felling of trees. Although slash and burn or jooming practice have been banned in Northeast India, indiscriminate cutting of trees without bothering about the depletion of forest cover is still very common. There should be a strict ban on felling of naturally growing trees. If a tree has to be cut, necessary permission has to be obtained. Besides, proper replacement of trees by planting saplings at least in the ratio of 1:10 should be undertaken. Next is establishing corridors between different reserve forests. Wide corridors should be established in different reserve forests to allow the migration of wild animals. This will also help numerous species of animals to use these corridors for their dispersal and migration. Next is using alternative source of energy. In many parts of the world, including India, trees are felled for providing firewood. So, in order to conserve forests, we must use non-conventional or renewable source of energy like solar energy, tidal energy, hydel energy, etc. Proper legislation and its implementation. Strict laws should be made to check deforestation. Proper care should be taken to see that these laws are strictly implemented. Next is people's participation. Steps to create massive people's movement with involvement of a local community to achieve the objectives and minimize pressure on existing forests. Under Vana Mahotsava movement, thousands of trees have been planted along roads, railway lines and hill slopes. Next is developing barren and badlands. The most important forest conservation measure is converting the bad and barren lands into vegetation belt. Hence, the planning and conservation of forest is not only the duty of the government, but also that of all the citizens of the country. India is one of the few countries where forest policy is in operation since 1894, which was modified and updated in 1953 and 1988. Amendments have been made in the policy by the government periodically to protect, conserve and develop the forest resources. Next we will learn about social forestry. Social forestry is the management and protection of forests and afforestation of barren and wastelands for the development of social environment. Here, importance is given to convert the barren and wasteland into vegetation belts. The aim is to reduce pressure on existing forest by developing plantation for fuel woods, fodder and grasses. Actually, the social forestry is described as the forestry of the people, by the people and for the people. Now let's see the objectives of social forestry. Social forestry program aims at promoting community welfare and awareness regarding the importance of forest functions and natural resources. The main objectives include the following. First one, meet basic rural needs such as fuel wood, fodder, timber and minor forest products to the rural people. Social forestry stresses for utilizing the available lands according to its productive capacity. It promotes local cottage industries by providing raw materials, providing efficient conservation of soil and water, providing employment opportunities to the rural people, increasing agricultural production by using cow dung as manure, fulfilling the recreational needs of the people, improving the aesthetic scene of the area, achieving all-round rural development as a part of integrated rural development program. Next is Agro-Forestry. It is a land management approach that blends agriculture and forestry to enhance productivity, profitability and environment sustainability. It coordinates with the local population and reduces pressure of the population on traditional forestry. Next we will discuss about objectives of agroforestry. Agroforestry helps to reduce pressure on natural forests for obtaining timber as well as non-timber forest produce. It helps to check soil erosion and it helps to maintain the natural fertility of the soil. Agroforestry helps to maintain ecological balance along with proper utilization of farm resources. It also helps to make the best use of all the available resources like land, man, livestock, ecological factors, etc. to obtain a variety of forest products such as food, fuel, fodder, livestock, recreation, and a variety of forest products sustainably from the same land.